In this video, I'm going to share with you my most crazy lucid dream experience. Now, if you don't know what lucid dreaming is, it's where you're asleep and you're having a dream and then you become conscious in the dream. Like you just become conscious and aware that I'm in a dream right now. And so the first couple of times that happened to me, I had no idea what lucid dreaming was. And for some reason, when I lucid dream, it's like as soon as you become conscious, it's like you want to try to control the dream. I don't know if other people do that or if that's just me. So let me know in the comments section if you lucid dream and if you try to control it as well. And so after the first couple of times, I learned what lucid dreaming was, and then I realized, oh, that's what I'm doing. And so I started to set the intention, before going to sleep, I would set the intention to lucid dream. Because I just sort of thought it was fun, you know? So I'd set the intention right before sleeping, but I didn't lucid dream every night or every time I set the intention, but it would happen more regularly just by setting that intention. And so I ended up having this dream that really freaked me out. Like, it spooked me out to the point where I stopped trying to lucid dream. I stopped setting the intention to do it. So what had happened was, in the dream, I was in farmland somewhere, and there was a stash of money, and I wanted to get to the stash of money to steal it. And I don't know why, because in real life, I'm not a thief. I don't steal from people. But in the dream, I wanted to steal this money. So I was trying to get to the stash of money, and this little old lady would just pop up out of nowhere, and she would catch me out, and then I'd have to come up with an excuse for why I was there, and then leave. And then I'd come back again trying to get to the money. The little old lady would pop up again, catch me out. I'd have to come up with another excuse for why I was there. And so that would happen a few times, and then I just kind of gave up on it. And then I went to this tent. So apparently I was staying in a tent. And I go in the tent, and there's a whole bunch of people in the tent, and they're all in their sleeping bags and stuff. And I go in the tent, and I get into my sleeping bag, and my brother and his missus and my sister were all there. And my brother was in his sleeping bag, but he was sitting up. And I was telling him about how I couldn't get to the money and how this little old lady kept popping up. I was telling him what was going on. And he was looking at me with this grin on his face, and he just said, "You know you're asleep and we're all just fucking with you, eh?" And immediately I was just like, what the fuck? Because when you lucid dream and you become conscious in that dream, it can feel like you're actually there, like it feels real. And that's what it was like. It was like I was in reality, and he's saying this to me in reality, and it made me think like, what do you mean? And then I was laying in my sleeping bag, and I kept opening my eyes trying to wake up, and I just kept seeing the roof of the tent. So I was really confused about whether or not I was in reality or I was in the dream world. And it freaked me out because I couldn't actually tell. I couldn't tell. That's how real it was. My sister was sleeping next to me. And so I start calling her name like, Sarah, Sarah. And she's like, what? And I'm like, are you awake? And she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, am I awake? Like, I was freaking out, man, because I did not know if I was awake, asleep. I didn't know if I was in reality. I didn't know if I was in the dream world. It was crazy. And that's why I stopped setting the intention, because it really did spook me. But the thing is, what I've learned from Dolores Cannon, if you don't know who she is, she's a hypnotherapist who traveled all over the world, hypnotizing thousands of people and made all these amazing discoveries about the universe, about the spirit world, about our soul. And so one of the things she says is every night when we go to sleep, we leave our body and we astral travel. And I believe that because of my experience with lucid dreaming. Because with lucid dreaming, it's like you become conscious in the dream. It feels like you're in reality. But to me, it seems like you're in the dream world, but it's almost like the dream world is just another realm that you're visiting, you're astral traveling to. And so that's why being in that dream, it just seems so real. I believe it's because we're out of the body, we're astral traveling, and we're just somewhere else, we're in another realm. And so I stopped trying to lucid dream after that. But I did have a lucid dream since then, without trying, that made me feel better about lucid dreaming. Because one thing I'm going to point out as well, it actually seems like there was something in the dream world that when my brother said to me, you know you're asleep and we're all just fucking with you, it almost seemed like there was something in the dream world that was trying to trigger me to become conscious. Because it was just a really bizarre thing for someone to say to you in a dream, you know what I mean? It was almost like there was something in the dream world wanting to trigger me to become conscious. But I ended up having this other lucid dream, I don't know how long after, probably a few months after, because I stopped trying. But it made me feel better about lucid dreaming. So in this dream, I was with a group of people and we were being chased by another group of people, and we were out in New Zealand farmland in the country. I could tell we were in New Zealand, and we were at this like crossroads, and we're trying to decide which way to go, and the group of people that was chasing us was coming up one of the roads, and we were trying to figure out where to go, and then all of a sudden, everyone just disappeared. It was like, poof, everyone's vanished. That's what triggered me into realizing I'm in a dream right now. Okay. And then I was just so happy and so full of joy. Like in the dream, it was just a really nice blue sky, sunny day out in nature. And I realized I was in the dream world, and I literally just started frolicking. I was just so happy because I knew that my body was in bed asleep and I was in the dream world. Like I knew I was separate from my body, and I was just frolicking and just so excited, like my body's in bed right now in this reality and I'm over here in the dream world. And I was just like, ah. And then I even had the thought of like, even if I wanted to get back to my body, I don't even know how. But yeah, that was it. That was the lucid dream. That was the last lucid dream I've had. But it made me feel better about lucid dreaming after the spooky experience I had, because yeah, again, it freaked me out. And so that's what lucid dreaming is. It's just simply you become conscious in the dream, but man, it can feel so real. And that's, again, why I believe we do astral travel and the dream world is simply just another realm. And if you want to lucid dream too, you can just do what I did, which is just setting the intention before going to sleep. Set the intention like, I want to lucid dream. I want to become conscious in my dream. I want to become conscious in my dream. And again, it didn't happen every time I set the intention. But it did start happening more regularly by setting the intention. So if you want to, give it a go, but just be aware that it can be a little spooky. No, it's actually a cool experience just to know that it's almost like having out-of-body experiences. So yeah, I just wanted to share my story on here. Hope you like it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you like this sort of content, then subscribe and hit the bell notification. I hope I see you on the next video. Have an awesome day. Peace.